Second motion of the kata, instead of stepping forward like the first, I'm going to step off the reverse lines and dissipate. And this is the same as the same motions I showed at the Seikawa dojo in November. So, stepping back offline, out of the way, dissipation into tansao, stepping forward into horse stance, set up low block, through low block, stepping in, yeah, they call it goat riding stance, but in close knee stance, elbow in. Now, I'll show those motions. I went off this way, line this way, going off this way, stepping back, dissipation into tansao, stepping forward on the same line, horse stance, set up low block, turn to complete low block, stepping forward along the same line, turn in, elbow strike. The motion itself, and the platform I would start off to show an application, would be the same as the one we ran through in the seminar. Right crunch comes in, I'm stepping off, dissipating, either deliberately pushing it aside, or I will step and let it draw in, try and keep them coming along that line. As I do, coming into tan, and as soon as I come into this bridging guard, I will start to exert forward pressure. That way, I'm above the elbow. If I was below the elbow could buckle, but as I'm above the elbow or on the elbow, I'm preventing this arm coming back or this elbow coming out. Pushing pressure forward, I'm sort of preventing body turn, but I'm not eliminating the possibility. If you start to turn, it'll be slightly more over. From here, I'm going to step forward, engaging that horse stance, cupping the back of the foot, taking his arm out of the way as I set up the low block. Again, this is the application we would show to train the basic motions, not the full bunkai itself. As I turn forward, I'm taking the knee, and again I can hammer fist with the low block to whatever presents, the chest or the hip. I will tend to start to hit into the joint to let that back foot really move, or even the foot make them fall. If I don't want to make them fall, I'd hit down into the ribs so they sink. From there I come around, I can grab the back, or I can come over the shoulder, whichever feels the most comfortable for leverage. When I'm stepping in, I'm going to bring hand into knee to either drive down for the collapse, or where the head was, into the head, and I can fall backwards. Let's do that with a bit of quarter speed, show the idea of where the application comes in. Okay, so it definitely shakes the base up first with the basic application. Slightly more advances as the punch comes in. I would still dissipate it, but go very tight in. That bridge coming up over high, literally taking their head or focus out of the game with contact. I could step on the foot if I want to, if they're in that close. I'm not in. Start to, never sure what that point is called, but the one on the instep, I can jam into there. Dissipation in. From here, the horse step and hook doesn't have to be gentle. It can be a strike into the back of the calf, which will bring their back leg around, as seen there. Right, so choose to switch the application going to armbar. However, from here, come in to check, hit the ribs, get that effect. Come offline, straighten out, buckling the leg, hammer fist down. Well, I do have the option of elbow into the arm for the drop, or straight down. You can bring the head down, hammer fist in to the side of the face, anywhere along the eye socket or jaw, into that way, or down on the nose if the head hasn't turned already. From there, you can take the head, pigeon step in. Obviously his arm's in the way, I don't necessarily have to worry about it. With the inside knee or this goat riding stance, I am presenting the opportunity to place my leg behind his leg as an anvil, and then drive my knee into the nerve bundle here on the side, which may in itself cause the collapse, or certainly cause discomfort. Elbow shot in, similar point down. pressure point on this line of the chest, pushing in towards the back leg will cause a collapse down that. Same technique is repeated in the kata on the opposite side. For that reason, I like to have somewhere in my mind two applications. If we use I try to use a strike platform and a grab platform for each of these. The dissipation step would more be, if he's starting to move me around, I would go with the flow, but I would start to come off the center line. So as he pushed, I would come to the side. As he did, the tonsil would come up to the side of the head, striking across the nerve bundle or the side of the jaw into the parotid. With that extension there, I then come stepping forward into the low block setup. So if we turn around a little bit, so again, grab from here, I step offline, dissipation, strike up here, stepping forward into low block horse stance. Looking at his legs, I would split down the middle. Okay, all that will do is cause him to widen out. I would low block him with an elbow coming into the head as the other hand comes down. This motion, okay, capturing the head. I could complete the low block by pushing the head away, or I could complete the low block by torquing the head away as he starts to turn. Okay. If I torque the head, I'm not going to have the final move here. If I push it out the way, I can still come in tight, elbow to the side. But this motion does show somewhat of a takedown or a drop. From double lapel position, if we use that as the platform, same motion, I'm stepping back, dissipating, but really all I'm doing is if he pushes forward, I'm bleeding it off, and then I open up this strike downward into the neck through that nerve bundle. You see the way his head lolls, even with the smallest touches there. From here, I'm going to go into the same low block position as before, and this hand is going to come down into a vertical position as this hand comes up to come down. And what I'll actually do is I'll step through the horse stance in between the legs. I'll bring one hand underneath his arm. I'll use this hand to leverage his head. And slowly what I'm doing is as I'm stepping forward, I'm pulling this down, pushing this up, and taking his balance. I'm going to try and hold pat before he falls, but before he would regain his balance, the next motion of the kata would be downward. Okay, so the weight difference here makes it difficult for me to do this with senpai pat safely. But again, to show the motion with a little bit of speed would be offline, strike in, step, intercept, turn, and drop it down. This would not be the right opponent to try and do this with, but it's still a means of leveraging their body to cause a fall with a horse stance to low block.